Okay, I think we are live. I think so. I hope so. Who knows? Let us see. Let us see. Okay, my name is Kim Dias Holm, also called Den Unge Herr Holm, and I'm an artist from Bergen, Norway, making art for free use. So everything you see me draw on this live stream, I will be releasing for free use, so you can download it, you can share it, you can print it, you can even make products of it and sell it. As long as you mention my name, I use the Creative Commons Attribution License. And on this stream, I'm going to be drawing your request. We're going to start with the request that won the poll. Hello, everyone. Hello, Eskil. Hello, Shrooms in Suburbia. Hello, everyone. Let's see. This way is that way. Okay. Learn the camera. This way and that way. Hello. Where are everyone calling in for? Calling in? No one is calling in. Okay. Draw buer. Esotericism demon. I don't know buer. Love the red light in the background. Yes, the battery will go out soon, but advice on someone just starting inks. Have fun. That's the most important thing. Have fun. And the skills that I use to create my own art are like, at least 60-70% based on comic book penciling. So you can't just jump straight into the ink and think you're going to figure out how I do my stuff. Or if you can, then you're really good. And on Sundays, at the same time, at 1900 hours GMT +1, I will be doing my learning to draw stream called How Draw? Okay. So, a cat. Normally I am a silent watcher, but I just wanted to say hi and thank you for your inspirational art and topics you discuss. Thank you. Thank you! Wheatley from my Portal 2. I can't draw things from Portal, not because the cake is a lie, not because I've got issues with my anger cube, but because of copyright. But let's see what won this week's poll. I haven't been in and seen yet, so let's go and look what won the poll. And the poll was between... what was it between? It was a poll of things that had come at second place. And last place here is the Gulper Eel, which is a shame because Gulper Eels are cool. Second last place is Grendel from Beowulf. I mean, you guys don't dig Grendeling it up? And first runner-up is... second place. Did I lose track of the count? Okay. Next to the top is Leviathan from the Bible, Le Bible, with 26% of the votes. But on top is Jormungandr, as if written by Lovecraft. So the Midgard serpent Jormungandr as a Lovecraftian cosmic horror. Ooh. Draw Nicholas from A Plague Tale: Innocence. I absolutely adored A Plague Tale: Innocence, but I can't draw copyrighted material because I release my art for free use. If you think my art is cool and if you would like supporting, if you have the chance to support, you can send super chats. You can become a channel member. You can become a patron. We are planning a lot of cool stuff. Very soon. There will be another art update video and some other things soon on the YouTube. Can you do Ludwig the Accursed from Bloodborne? No, that's also a copyrighted thing. And the reason why I can't do the copyrighted things is because I release all my art for free use. So if I was to draw Ludwig, I couldn't. First of all, I couldn't get past Father Gascoigne. But second of all, I couldn't release it for free use, because free use means that you can download it, you can print it, you can sell it, you can do whatever you want with it. Okay, so I recently saw a image, Viking Age image of the Midgard serpent, and interestingly, maybe I just misunderstood the image, but it seemed to have many heads. So I'll be doing a many-headed Midgard serpent. How big should the Midgard serpent be? Okay, so we will put the Naruto user on time lapse. If you come in again and spam Naruto, then you will be blocked. Not because I have anything against Naruto. I love my anime. Yeah, we'll do like this. Just draw something that will give nightmare. Ooh, let's try. I don't know if I can draw something that will give nightmare. But I will do my damnedest. Okay, you are both misspelling Nyarlathotep and spamming. If you had spelled Nyarlathotep correct, you would have gotten 1 minute, but you spelled it wrong, so you got 10 minutes timeout. I need mods. I can't draw people's characters, original characters, because it is very difficult to know if I'm able to release that for free use. So even if you agree that I could release it for free use, unless I know that you are publishing it somewhere so that it is actually you are the copyright holder, so to speak. Unless that, then I have no way of confirming that you are the creator of that thing. The plight of moderating, chat moderating while painting. Yes, that isn't ideal, you could say. But if you want us to get more professional and to get more help, then, you know, support. Give a super chat. Become a channel member, anything like that. Because it's not a huge business we're operating. And then there is this question, can you draw my existential dread? No, I try to draw my existential dread, and that is more than enough. And there are other artists that do things like that. If you look up Ava's Monsters, Ava Yinjing, I think. Sorry if I messed up the name. Find Ava's Monster on Instagram or TikTok. Then she actually does requests like that. I'll be publishing it in a webtoon and a game. Yeah, send me the links on my email or on Facebook or on Instagram or something like that. Okay, I need to think this more Lovecraftian-y. I was... So right now I'm not taking any new requests right now, so you can just give up that bit. But if anyone has any questions, I can try to answer while drawing, okay? Can't say, but you're awesome. Thanks for all the cool art. Thank you. What medium do you use? This is ink, but I will likely be mixing it with either some watercolors or some acrylics. You can mix watercolors and ink pretty much as you please, with some limits, of course. And you can use acrylic on top of ink and watercolor, but not ink on top of acrylic. There are some limitations to all this. There are some special uses. Don't worry about your double posting. It has been retracted. I only give people timeout when I see that they are like really spamming. How often do you see Northern Lights? Never! We get to see a little bit of Northern Lights in Bergen, but only ones I've seen are like just a weird haze. From where do you draw your inspiration? I draw my inspiration from the world. I think that's sort of the only place to draw from existence. There is almost nothing I don't draw inspiration from. I think life is extremely inspirational. Don't you? So, for instance, with this one, I'm drawing inspiration from the random blots. I'm drawing inspiration from horror tropes that I've seen. I'm drawing inspiration from sea worms and from organic things and from all sorts of things. How long does ink take to dry? Dry. It doesn't take long. It depends on how much, but it takes very short. Have you ever drawn Nyarlathotep or the King in Yellow? Yes and yes. And for Nyarlathotep, I will actually, if you are in Oslo in the Easter, I will be doing 4 Lovecraft tales as a performance together with the magnificent artist and musician Costin Chirano. And one of those they're all the little prose poems that Lovecraft did. And one of them is the tale Nyarlathotep, which has very little to do with the later incarnations of Nyarlathotep in Lovecraft's fiction, but I guess he just used it as that as a name for quite different things. Even if I knew I'm learning Norwegian, tips on watch Norwegian films, play the very few games with Norwegian voice, all that stuff. Yeah, but yeah, the Nyarlathotep performance is on Thursday the 28th in Oslo at a bar called Vaterland, and even though it's a part of the Inferno Festival, it is open for everyone and first come, first serve. Okay, so now we have our first block. How do I block? Hide user on this channel, yes. Because if anyone asks what the name of Lovecraft's cat was, they are trying to racist troll you, because it was a very racist name. And I have a video about just that. One of the things I don't go into in that video is actually the cat name and the reason for it, because I do mention the cat name, but I don't think it's relevant to how people are using it as a racist troll to say why it was named that way. But it was apparently a much more common name than you'd think, and it was taken from a book, and it was named by his family. None of those facts in any way lessen Lovecraft's extreme racism for the time. Do you need special brushes for ink? This is a regular watercolor brush. Do you think Norse mythology is a true story? No. First time live, I just want to extend a thank you for your art, your stories and lore, sharing your personal struggles. Much love. Thank you. Did everyone see today's video? That was basically a repost from a wonderful band called Witch Club Satan, who invited me to their blood ritual, and it was fantastic. It was the best time I've had this year, I think. Best time I've had in a long time. So uplifting to draw blood and paint. This Lovecraft Cats video is very good. Thank you. It's my best performing video of the long ones. I literally missed Nyarlathotep by one letter. Yes, but you did also spam it many times. And if you're going to spam something many times, then Nyarlathotep is a good choice. But you have to spell it correct. I hope you didn't mind. But the truth is the spamming one comment many times does disrupt the chat. So, have you drawn Fossegrim here on YouTube? No, I haven't. I've been wanting to do it for a long time because we, of course, have the statue here in Bergen of Ole Bull, the world famous, the first Norwegian superstar fiddle player or violin player, and the Fossegrim beneath him teaching him to play music. I often hear that artists enjoy drawing, But I don't. I'm only good at it because it's the only way to show what I have in mind, but I never enjoy the process. Where does that put me? Uh, I think enjoying the process can sometimes be misleading. I enjoy parts of the process of making art. I don't enjoy the whole process, but I'm working on enjoying more and more of it, because these are things you actually can work on. Yeah, so I don't think... I know other artists who don't enjoy the creation bit. Maybe they enjoy the idea bit. I enjoy the idea bit. Maybe they enjoy the feeling of having finished the work. I don't enjoy that as much. But yeah, you don't have to enjoy it all. That's the truth. Did you get to paint at Vardruna concert? Yes, I've painted at many Vardruna concerts, and I've painted Einar Solo as well, and I will probably paint Vardruna again. I love your Lenore recitation. Yeah, that could be an idea. Yeah, maybe do something like that. I didn't think you would see my message unless I spammed it. Yes, and that's true. I don't always see every message, and even if I see every message, I don't get to read and answer every message. But the thing is, when you're spamming your message, you're saying that whatever you are requesting is more important than what everyone else is saying. So that is bad manners. And I understand that this is the internet and people don't have manners, so I only gave you a timeout, and I'm very pleased that you took it with good heart. I'm a huge fan, by the way. You are the reason I went back to practicing art. Excellent! A first live from Germany. Can't stay, I'm taking care of a sick kid, but I admire what you do. Thank you. Are there any RABM bands you like? Would that be something like radical anarchist black metal bands? Oh, I don't know. I haven't really delved into anarchist black metal as a genre. I'm someone who usually ignores the lyrics of black metal. So yeah. Not ignores all of them, but a lot I do ignore. A lot I do ignore, Lenore. No. You make me go back and listen to metal again. There's loads of metal that is interesting. And by the way, the short video I did today from The Ritual with Witch Club Satan. Witch Club Satan are a feminist black metal band, which is kind of exciting. And I haven't discussed politics in depth with them, but from our small interactions on at The Ritual and online, they seem more inclined towards the same places as I am than most black metal bands, which are very boring politically. I find your skills impressive. You just went with the ink directly. It has nice depth and everything. Yeah. So right now, what I'm doing here is this is all pretty much almost abstract. So you don't this part right now for me doesn't require all that much skill, but I am using a lot of subtle skills that you don't necessarily see. I'm using the thickness of the brush to indicate light and shade and form. I'm using the way the strokes twist and turn to indicate volume. I'm judging the negative space, all of that stuff. So, yeah. So I'm constantly doing, while reading the chat and trying to moderate it and trying to talk, I'm also doing all these sort of almost calculations about, this is probably twists this way, probably some shadow here. We need a darker field here to make the contrast up. So I'm doing all these mostly subconscious calculations based on the intense amounts of more planned art I've done. I mean, it's all based on the constructive drawing techniques that I've learned for doing comics back in the day. Okay. Wondering if at some point you could draw the Mothman. I have drawn one Mothman before. I don't really understand the Mothman myth. I don't get it. But I did try. I wasn't all that satisfied with my version. Maybe I was just grumpy that day. I don't know. So maybe I'll do Mothman again. Have you drawn Asatoth? Yes, many times. I've drawn so much Lovecraft. It's amazing that we get to live in a time where this is possible. Love your work, and yes, more Mothman, please. Yes. And if you want me to be able to do more of all of your requests, please do consider sending super chats, becoming channel members for early access to videos and behind the scenes videos, or just using my art. If you use my art, that is supporting me as well. So right now I'm not taking requests because I am drawing something. And that is, I wish I could find a way to just get people to realize that when you see someone drawing, wrong time to ask what he can draw. Have you drawn Skeksis from Dark Crystal? I've actually not seen Dark Crystal. Maybe I saw it in my teens. I know it was around always, but I think I somehow managed to avoid seeing it. But it's a copyrighted character, so I can't, because I release all my art for free use. After watching you in that music video, I am even more convinced you are related to Alan Moore. I'm not, but I do share some similarities with Alan Moore, whether I like it or not. I do like his writing. I respect his work very much. I noticed you drew Wendigo some time ago, but do you draw many monsters or creatures from other cultures, mythologies? Yes, I've drawn from so many different cultures and mythologies, but one of them, I've built a lot of traps for myself, and one of those traps is that I started writing about the mythology when I draw it. So I write these little stories trying to explain aspects of the mythology. And gradually I took more and more care in researching properly and actually trying to at least halfway know what I'm talking about with the mythologies. And that's really hard. I have a super degree of respect to people who devote their whole lives to, for instance, Inca history and mythology, or just a specific field of Celtic art, and they will tell you, even if they're the world's leading expert on that field, they will tell you they know nothing. They just know more than others, and I truly know nothing. But that also means that it takes time to research with a lot of the Norse stuff and the Norwegian stuff, and also some of the other like Greek and stuff. I don't need to do as much research because I know these stories. I've known them for a long time. But with, for instance, Inca mythology, I did read like 3 books in order to just be halfway competent about writing something about it, and then something took my attention and I didn't do it. Manananggal, I have done the Manananggal. It is one of my favorite videos I've done, and it got so banned on TikTok because it was way too graphic. I've been thinking about doing it again on YouTube, or reposting it, but I also want to draw a new Manananggal because they are creepy. And also, I love that I just by chance and by comments on my TikTok, I suddenly got a Filipino audience, and I started learning about the wonderful cultures of the varied cultures of the Philippines, and the insane amounts of creatures and deities and folklore. Very interesting name. Den unge herr Holm, that means the young Mr. Holm, which I chose when I was slightly younger, I have to admit. And it's Norwegian, yes. Are you satanic? That's a word to describe me, yeah. I mean, strictly speaking, if I were to explain my atheistic and religious views to someone, they would probably not call it satanic unless they are very Christian or very Muslim or any other more dogmatic variety of their religion. But I do share a lot of beliefs with parts of Christianity, with parts of Islam and Sufism, with parts of Hinduism, and I am an atheist. I've drawn a Kappa. I did a Kappa on, was it the last live? I did a really cool Kappa a couple of weeks ago on a live. So try to find that. I have many Kappa drawings on the website. I can be a good mod. I'm sure you can, but I need to know people first. So the best thing is sort of to come from my Patreon or be a TikTok mutual or anything like that, so that I actually know you as a person a little bit before making anyone my mods. But I am thinking of trying to get some steady mods and rewarding with, for instance, some drawings now and then. What's a kappa? Kappa is a very fascinating pond spirit or creature in Japanese folklore, and it's a tiny little thing that sometimes has a turtle shell, sometimes has a stubby hair. It has a frog-like or fish-like or goblin-like face, and it loves cucumbers, and it's got a fascination with the anuses of cattle, so it will stick its arm into the anus of a cow, and sometimes the arm will get stuck and it will lose its arm. But all of those things are not why it's most famous. What it's most famous for is that it has its life water in a bowl inside the skull. So on top of the skull it has a bowl with water, and it is very polite. So if you ever encounter a malignant kappa, you have to bow to it, because then it will bow back and it will die. Hello, I'm new here. Hello, welcome. Hope you like it. Ever drawn your own take on the Chaos Gods from Warhammer 40k? Yes, of course. But can I do it on YouTube? No, because I release all my art for free use, so you can use it personally or commercially as you like. Whatever you want. And I can't do that with Games Workshop's material because they would sue the hell out of me. What comics did you work on? Mostly self-published comics. I worked on yeah. This one is probably my best one. You are pretty fast, yes. Today I feel slow. Bye, Alex Water. See ya. Today I feel pretty slow because it's just a lot of noodling with this Lovecraftian Jormungandr. I need to cut down on the details. Normally skillful artists make good art, but with a lot of time. Yeah, but my art is sloppy. I mean, the amount of time it takes to... I mean, people make really detailed and beautiful stuff, and my art is fast and it's sloppy, and even my slower art is, in a sense, fast and sloppy. And the sloppiness is a part of the personality of it. It's part of what makes it work. So I'm not saying this in order to denigrate my art. It's just that it's always a balance. Where did I read this? I read this recently. I think I read it on Facebook or something today, and I don't remember who said it. Someone was quoting someone. But you can be... Now, if you have fast, cheap, and good, you can only pick two. Oh, yeah, it was supposedly Jim Jarmusch that said this to Tom Waits. If you have good, cheap, and fast, you can only pick two. So you can be good and fast, or you can be good and cheap, but you can't be good, cheap, and fast. You can be fast and cheap, or yeah, so you can be one variation of those. And I think for the most part that actually rings true. I'm drawing Jormungandr, the World Serpent, as if imagined by H.P. Lovecraft. Well, you may see it as sloppy. Yeah. It's not that I see it as sloppy. It is sloppy, and that has nothing to do with whether or not it's a masterpiece. I will not call my own pieces masterpieces because that would be stupid. But I appreciate that people call them that. But it is sloppy. I mean, I do like this. Boom. No control over that. The sloppiness is a part of what makes my art work. And there is a lot of skill that it's taken to manage to be sloppy in these ways. And that has also taken away from other skills. So, it's always a balance. I'm always struggling with that balance because my inner technical artist wants to keep it more realistic, more detailed. And my inner punk wants to keep it more primitive, sillier, more cartoony, simpler. And these things always are in conflict, and it's through that conflict that I find my style. This is like amazing depiction. Actually, you may see it as sloppy. I'm not saying sloppy as a negative thing. Do you comb your beard? Very seldom. I should. I love your drawing so much. Thank you. Every artist has his own style. Making good art with your style is what makes it a masterpiece. Thank you. Just continue feeding my ego. It wants more. It wants more. Give me your compliments. But I've learned through hard knocks. I've learned that my ego can't take compliments at face value. Then it grows so big that it starts hurting me. So when I get compliments like that, I need to either try to be polite or try to joke them away, because otherwise it takes a lot of confidence to sit here, moderate the chat, talk with you guys, and draw. And if you notice, sometimes when I'm drawing, I'm not looking at what I'm drawing. Did I know that was going to happen? No. Was it cool? Yes. So these things take a whole lot of... It takes so much. Should we draw Thor in a fishing boat, or should we draw some boats and islands or something? Remind me of the evil Zelda. The evil Zelda? I'm doing urban sketching. We call it loose style. Yeah. It is loose, but you can have loose styles that aren't sloppy. The sloppiness, the reason, I mean, all of these words are just, they're just words. But the reason why I chose the word sloppy is because it's not just loose. It is loose in a random and careful way. It is also a looseness that shifts between the more realistic and precise and the more cartoony and primitive. But it's, talking about my own art style. It's I'm probably the worst person to describe my art style. It's good to keep your ego in check. That's why being humble is the greatest attitude. Yeah, and if you can't be humble, then fake it. That's what I do. Red stuff that attack in Tears of the Kingdom. Ooh, it looks like the hands. Oh, they are so creepy. So what are you guys saying? Should we do Thor or should we do some small boats? Thank you so much for the super chat. Today's first super chat from the Game Clown. You're doing great. Controlled chaos with style. Thank you. That's what I'm trying. And I like this one. I absolutely like this one. Still time to ruin everything. Will you draw anything else on the stream today? It depends on how long I take to finish this. I mean, if I'm finished with this in like 10 minutes, I can do some other pieces. If it takes another hour, I'm probably going to stick with this. Do Thor, so now you're just adding an hour. I heard that if you are able to draw exactly what you are imagining in your head, you are free. What do you think? Are you free? No, I mean, no. The way my imagination works, the images I have in my mind are barely images. They are more like a combination of vague images together with feelings and concepts and movement and sometimes sounds. So it's more a composite thing that I have in my head, and I've actually found that I feel a lot freer when I sort of take what's in my head as a general guide and then I react to what's happening on the paper. Sometimes I will do something very planned, and sometimes I will get very specific images in my mind, and then that takes a lot of time. do Nyarlathotep. I wrote it right this time. Yes, but I will be probably doing some Nyarlathoteps over the next few weeks to promote my performance at the Inferno Festival in Oslo. So yeah. Where should we put the Thor? How society sees and treats your atheism. What do you mean? Can I use this in my Lovecraft-based story? Yes! All my art is available for free use, and that includes writing stories about the things I draw. I know you're not finished, but what would you call this piece? What sort of creature is it? This is the Midgard serpent, as imagined by Lovecraft, because that was what won the... As if imagined by Lovecraft. He didn't actually write about the Midgard serpent. I don't know if he knew much Norse mythology at all. But yeah. Well, this is Jormungandr. You must love Elden Ring art. Yes, Elden Ring is a magnificent game. I mean, the whole Souls series is, over the last 10 or more years, one of the things that has had the biggest impact on my art. Not necessarily in the themes, but in how I think about making parts of my art willfully difficult. I also apply paint to my nails. Yes, I like wearing nail polish. So now we have basically, we can put Thor here, we can put him here, or over here. And I think I will draw a tiny boat here, and I'm going to try to like this. We're going to draw a tiny little Thor yanking on a chain. We're going to put his foot through the boat because that happens in the story, and we're going to put a tiny little shadow of Hyma behind him, like this. And then do the chain all the way up here. And then there's an anchor stuck in one of the parts, and it's got some extra eyes there, like this. Draw a feces monster. I mean, Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied? This is the first time drawing Thor fishing the Midgard serpent where I've put his boot through the boat as it should be. Boom! That was what was the sound when I dropped that poop. Boom! Shake, shake, shake the room. And by that I mean the toilet. Never caught a live stream before. Hey, hell yeah! Hope you enjoy it. Just wanted to wish you the best. Keep that awesome art of yours going. I will. I try. And I haven't said this on this live, but I've talked about a lot of different ways to support me and my art. But the most important way, the most important way is to use my art, to download it, use it as a screensaver on your phone, print it and send it as a gift to someone, whatever. That's the most important thing. But if you actually want me to financially gain from your support, the most important way is to go to my website and buy originals. If you buy originals, then I get all that money. All the others like print and Patreon and all of that stuff is places where others also get bigger parts of it. But with the original sales, that's where that's the biggest what's it called? That's where we have the biggest margin of profit. The biggest profit margin, yes. I actually have your Satan is Real poster. Thank you so much. What about the Loch Ness monster? That sounds good. Loch Ness, confess your terror of the deep. Loch Ness, distress malingers what you keep. Loch Ness protects monstrosity. Loch Ness, confess to me. Yeah. Oh, Loch Ness. I will not be drawing a pea monster now. I should sing more. So one of the things that happened while we did the blood ritual, where you can see the video that I posted of Witch Club Satan and me doing a blood ritual. That was very fun. One of the things was that after we were done, I just had to try the acoustics in the room, and I tried yodeling old Hank Williams songs for the first time in at least this year, and it didn't go well, but I tried. I tried to go. Let me see there. But this was a huge room with a fantastic echo and room sound and everything. And I went, she's alone, go now. But that is but I did it much worse. I did it better this time, actually. The she's alone, go now. This lonesome blues. But yeah, I also have Jesus Christ, Lord of Flies as my lock screen. Excellent! Yeah, if you have used any of my free art, please tell me. I absolutely love it when people send me pictures and tattoos and all of that stuff. It is just magnificent. Yeah, so I will sing more. I promise I will sing more this year. And last year I actually had my first performance in a very long time where I sung. So I sung on a stage for all 20, 30 people. And it was wonderful. I had me a woman, she wouldn't be true. She made me for my money and she made me blue. A man needs a woman that he can lean on, but my leaning post got eaten by Jormungandr. That's not the lyrics. Okay, I think I'm pretty close to being done with this one. Just some white ink spatter, and that means we can probably fit one or two smaller ink monsters in. And it's a ink monster. That doesn't work. I'm sorry. I got Yodling on my brain. I got that blue yodel on my brain. And it started with Loch Ness Confess. Looking good, not too much negative space. Yeah, we want the right amount of negative space. We got no room for excess negativity. I was in creative rut and used about 100 of your pieces to create monsters from Mörkborg. Cool! Fantastic. I love that my monsters have been used in like different Mörkborg add-on, community add-on books and stuff. That is just completely delightful, wonderful. I love it. And also when people just use it for their personal D&D games and Mörkborg games and stuff like that. It is such a blessing. Not in disguise, just a blessing. I like your drawings. Thank you. Have you seen They Live? Yes, it's one of my all-time favorite movies. It's a wonderful movie. Okay. Michael, if you keep spamming your request, you get a 1 minute timeout. If you start spamming it again, you'll get longer timeout. And spamming your request is probably the worst way of trying to get me to draw anything. Do you plan on drawing an alien from it? No, because I can't draw copyrighted works. I release all my art for free use, and no matter how much I love They Live, and I love the aliens in it, I can't legally draw them and put them out there for free use. Can you draw Mussolini? I can, but why? I can't draw Amygdala from Bloodborne because that is also copyrighted. Are you from Oslo? Nei, jeg er ikke fra Oslo. Oh, yeah. What shall we call this? Cosmic Jormungandr? Yeah. Are you married? Yes. I have heard of Finnish mythologies. I haven't researched it enough. Nah, he draws monsters, not fascists. I mean, I could draw fascists if I had some anti-fascist point. I think I will. I'll just hide this user. I think going into random people's chats and asking for Nazi drawings or fascist drawings isn't cool, and there's an off chance that he meant it in a good way, but I don't feel like taking that off chance today. I've drawn Surtur before, yes. Love your drawings. Thank you, Michael. Good to have you back. Can you draw your favorite Norsk folklore figure? That is a troll. So, I just love trolls, not the internet kind. Shall we do a random ink blot? And you guys can help decide. And if we're lucky, then Michael will get his Loch Ness monster. But only if we're lucky. No worries. No worries, Michael. Your yodeling is still stuck in my head. We can do more yodeling. I went down to the river to watch the fish swim by. And when I got to the river, so lonesome I wanted to die, oh Lord. When I got to the river, the doggone river was dry. She's alone, go now, this lonesome blues. Okay, that's, I don't know if I have more yodeling in me today. Shall we do a color or black and white? Ever drawn characters from Chinese mythology? Yes, but not enough. I should definitely learn more about Chinese mythology, but there's so many interesting mythologies to learn about. Black and white or color ink blot? And if so, which color? Any German creatures? Yes, I mean, all the European mythological and folklore creatures, they mingle a lot. Do it in color? Yes. Which color? Thank you. Came for drawing, stayed for the yodeling. I need to learn more songs to yodel to. I could settle down. That was wrong key. I could settle down and be doing... That's wrong key. I could settle down... Ah, wrong key. Do it in yellow. Oh, I haven't done any yellow in a long time. I could settle down and be doing just fine until I hear an old train rolling down the line. And then I hurry straight. No, I need a key to yodel by. Okay, shall I blow on it or dab it? Do you know the Jabberwocky? Yes, I actually have a really cool version of the Jabberwocky poem that I need to do something with again, because I did so much work on that one. Yellow and green. Shall we take green? If we do yellow and green, then everything will become green. But we'll do green down here, and then we'll do a dab. Dabbity dabbity dab dab dab. Oh, tissue paper. Dab dab dab. Dabba dabba dab. Michael Reynolds, you lose. Everyone wants to dab. I don't know dabbing. I don't know dabbing. I only know how to yodel. Barely. Okay. It's not the easiest thing to see, but what do you see here? What do you see in this blot? Never mind. Democracy. Sunrise over a green mountain. Yeah, shall we do a landscape? I want to do the landscape. I can see that. Sorry if you came for monsters. Now we're drawing a green mountain. And if you want anyone to blame, it is Wriggly Squiggly. Ooh, Triceratops. I should have waited for that. It's a little bit too late for Triceratops right now. Damn you, Wriggly Squiggly. Well, you know, we can do nice art as well. I'm pretty sure I can dance this mess around. Don't hate the player. No. Okay. Laughing at libs trying to be political. Who was that? Do you have any pets? No, unfortunately not. Everyone charge. Sunrise and mountains, here we go. I don't know why. Do you use heavy aquarelle paper? Yes, so the Jormungandr drawing was actually on some watercolor paper, but this one is on student grade paper from Fabriano, but it is 300 grams, so it's nice and thick. It's not unreasonable to find a triceratops on the foot of a mountain. It's not unreasonable to find a triceratops on the foot of a mountain. It's not unreasonable to find a pterodactyl in a tree. I'm very tired, that's why I'm singing. Opinions on System of a Down. I really liked them back in the day. I haven't really listened a lot to them since back in the day, but good sound. Would you ever upload images of just the beginning smudges? Yeah, actually people have asked for that a lot of times, and I just haven't managed to do it yet, but that is a really good idea that people have been saying to me for years, and someday I will do it. I've heard of gorillas, yes. I liked their first album, and I do like a bit of Dan the Automator stuff. I like Damon Albarn in Blur, okay. Not my favorite artists, but yeah, I like Gorilla. What is the political discussion here? Why won't I answer your question? What is your question? You can say it again. I didn't see your question. You can say your question again, laughing at libs. Favorite band, Judas Priest. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow, because all year, since they started releasing the teasers last year, I thought, yeah, Invincible Shield might just become my favorite album this year, because for me, Priest albums are defining, and even bad Priest albums I love. And this sounds to be a really, really good Priest album. But I think that it's going to have hard competition from Witch Club Satan's debut album, self-titled album, because of the memories I attach to it. I mean, music is about memories. Art is about memories. So, yeah. What do you think about AI? I am currently experimenting a lot with AI. I think it's really fun and really interesting, and I have no doubt that it will cost a lot of people their jobs, and there are a lot of really, really dangerous things about AI. Feelings about Weird Al. Ooh, I like Weird Al. When is Witch Club Satan coming out with that album? Tomorrow! They're a feminist black metal band, and they're, of course, releasing on the 8th of March. Yeah, it's really primitive, punky, but it's got some... I mean, the stuff they're doing vocally is kinda insane, and it's a very, very good first album. And I've had the privilege of listening to it for a couple of weeks now. And it's, yeah. Not even though I don't agree with... Your username suggests you're not going to be arguing in good faith. But I haven't even seen his question. good regional films, like Norwegian films. I absolutely love Troll Hunter. That's a fun movie, very silly. Speaking of classics from Norway, The Pathfinder is a fantastic late 80s Sami action thriller. Yeah. I will still answer the political question if I ever see it. Will this live be saved to watch back later? Yes, it will. Heard of Scott Pilgrim? Yeah, I didn't like the movie so much. I've only read a bit of the comics, but that seemed a lot cooler. I really like the art. Speaking of AI, I mean, one of the reasons why I'm experimenting with AI is that I feel most people have their intuitions very wrong about AI. So, for instance, there's a lot of people who think that we need to regulate AI so that it can only use licensed art to make artworks. And they have their best intentions while suggesting this, but they don't realize they're suggesting to give a monopoly to Disney and Microsoft and anyone else who has acquired tons of intellectual property. I've done a lot of comics, like this one. I did show a little bit of it earlier. I need to just... I need to do like Scott Christian Sava and get a bunch of mods that can answer all the repeat questions for me. I don't think we should use AI at all. Yeah, but I mean, you just used AI to find this live. This technology is already integrated so deeply into our lives. I don't think that not using it is an alternative. Unfortunately, if it was, then I that might be smarter, but it also has a lot of positive potential. And at least for me, so far, AI has allowed me to be a better writer. It has allowed me to speed up my editing process, all of that stuff. And, you know, the reason why I say that you found my live through AI is that what we're calling AI today is exactly the same types of algorithms which have driven YouTube and TikTok and all the social media platforms for a long time. It's just more advanced versions of that. It's not actual intelligence, at least not yet. But when you combine a lot of them, it can maybe morph into it. True AI is already being used by massive companies to target ads. I've never heard of true AI yet. But what do I know? I'm just an artist. I spoke to a man in a dog park how he was using ChatGPT to help in his non-verbal son communicate. Yeah, it has a lot of it has a lot of positive potential, and like at least 90% of the problems of AI are summed up in one word: capitalism, or whatever you call this current system we're under. People will not lose their jobs because of AI. People will lose their jobs because capitalists cut costs at the expense of both people and quality. And we see that being done all the time. And yeah. One of my early discoveries playing around with AI just this year is that there's another intuition people have about AI art that I feel is wrong. And that is that it's okay to use AI art just as inspiration, but it's wrong to do things with the AI art tools themselves. I think it's kinda the opposite. I actually did do experiments. I'm probably going to show them with letting AI choose what I will draw, just like you chose here, and then doing AI art sketches and yeah, all of that stuff. And that was awful. I absolutely, when I inked the final piece, I felt it was alien to me. I felt it didn't have anything to do with me. It was just, it felt sick and wrong. So I don't think it's cool to use AI just as inspiration or reference. I think that's actually perhaps opposite. I didn't have any political question. I was just being judged because of my political standing. Because you're laughing at libs. But from which side are you laughing? Because I'm laughing at libs all the time. From the left. If you're a lib and you take offense, some of my best friends are liberal. I'm radical. How do you feel about the amazing digital circus? I don't know what you mean by that. We don't need to speak about your politics laughing at lips unless you want to, of course. Feeling about Bob's Burgers. I loved it for a while, and then we just fell off. I don't know why we fell off. That happens. I thought it was really funny. Yeah, I think I'll try to keep this one. I'm particularly worried about emergence of AI faking faces and voices. You're Republican. Me? No. I'm an anarchist. So liberals, that means the liberal left capitalism, which is in anarchist terms, it's sort of the soft branch of fascism. So I don't have anything but contempt for instance, Joe Biden, who is supporting a genocide at the moment. Do I have more contempt for Trump? Probably. But in terms of international politics, it doesn't really matter that much. In terms of people living in the United States, it matters a lot. So in sympathy with people in the United States, I do care about Trump not being re-elected. But he will be re-elected because of Democrats. As a fellow anarchist. What are your thoughts on Marxist-Leninists? My thoughts is I have a lot of friends who are Marxists and Leninists, and I like a lot of their thinking. I think that there is a... Oh, almost spilled my ink. I did spill my ink, but not on the paper. So yeah, I think there are, from the little I know about Marxism, Leninism, there are some good reasons why it turns authoritarian, even though I do think there are things of about like Soviet and China that are being twisted by capitalist propaganda, and that you know, comparatively it wasn't good, it wasn't great. But you know, I don't know. I think many Marxist-Leninists has their heart in the right place, but I do think there are faults with their plan that tends towards authoritarianism. Not big on the Soviets. Yeah, I don't think anyone should be big on... I think being big on the Soviets is a bad sign. Definitely. But at the same time, I mean, we're on the internet where people are regularly flaunting the communism killed 100 million numbers, and say what you will about the Soviet, but the mass graves didn't. The mass exodus from the gulags and the mass graves were never found. It was a horribly oppressive regime. But it's yeah, I have nothing smart to say about it. I just think that it's smart to try to look past the capitalist propaganda as well. Nuance is important, though. Obviously, I agree with that. So I'll save my political ramblings for my page. Yes, isn't AI plus artist equals job done faster? No, not necessarily. I mean, hey Trellis. I find it contradictory that they say it's faster, it takes our jobs, and then complain about the job. I don't think that's a nuanced take. I think that if you are working personally on commissions and freelance and stuff like that, it's probably not your job that's going to be taken first. If, however, you are working as a tool for other people's creativity in a game company or movie special effects thingamabob or something like that, then you should be worried. Too much politics today. There wasn't any politics for the first hour or more. You just came in at the right time. Have you heard of Cult of the Lamb? Yeah, I loved it, but then I fell off like halfway through. The management aspect became too. Yeah, the management aspect became too difficult for my brain, even though it's not a difficult management game. Depends on task. Into and Across the Spider-Verse used AI tools to quickly and more accurately produce certain line work, but it didn't replace the artist yet. And that's how it's going to start. But what we saw, for instance, with animation and with computer games and special effects is that a core of important jobs stayed in the US or in Canada or wherever they were, while most of the numbers now, the highest workforce on computer games and on and on animation and stuff like that is through the support studios. And first of all, you are going to get a slow decrease in the number of people being able to work in animation and computer games and stuff like that here, I think. And then you are not going to notice all the support studios also cutting their jobs much more radically. Love this style of painting landscapes. I have recently been painting more landscape, and this kind of aesthetic is the kind of aesthetic I'm going for. Cool. Yeah, I'm really channeling my inner Bob Ross today. This could have been Bob Ross. Yeah, I think this one is almost done. Favorite movie depends on the day, but Terminator 1 is definitely one of them. Dead Man by Jim Jarmusch is another. They Live by John Carpenter is another. And Suspiria by Dario Argento is another. Happy Together by Wong Kar-wai. Any Jackie Chan movie. Kim Diaz-Ross. The Thing is one of my all-time favorite movies. Yeah, I for a long time I saw it at least once a year, but not after getting married. AI art will never be without actual artists. Without real artists putting out art, AI art will self-destruct. We've seen this time and time again, no matter how inelegant the AI. I think I see what you mean, but I think this time it's actually different, and it is potentially a lot more scary than ever before. Um, there is something new with this round, this technology leap, and I don't want to sound alarmist, but I think it will accelerate a lot, and I think there will be a lot of unforeseen consequences. And I think that 90% of those unforeseen consequences are just what happens when you let capitalism be capitalism. Everything Jackie Chan touches turns to gold, yes. Gravity Falls, I haven't seen enough. Like with any machine, AI will need someone to code it, tune it, feed it art. You would hope it's self-destruct, but capitalism be what it is, it's not very hopeful. It won't self-destruct, I think. And yeah, sort of the whole... every question people are worried about with AI can be solved by saying, yeah, but can we fix capitalism, or can we do something better than capitalism, or techno-feudalism, or whatever you call. I'm not going into an ideological discussion about what should be called capitalism or not, but today's system, whatever you call it, will make AI into a horrible tool of destruction that will keep feeding the rich at the expense of the poor, because that's what it's being designed to do. And the payment models so far for AI are amongst the most atrocious in a sea of atrocious internet payments schemes. So I am lucky as a 3D modeler. You won't be lucky for long. 3D modeling from AI will come faster than you think. Sorry. So I think just because I've been thinking too much about this, I will end this live by summing up my thoughts on AI. And I will not... I have drawn Wilbur Whateley and Night Gaunts, but I will not go into any more questions, so I will just sum up my thoughts on AI. Number one, people have to stop trying to stop AI art, because the tool for stopping AI art is to put it under copyright law and make people license the art. That will give Disney and Microsoft uncrushable monopolies in AI art generation, and AI art under the control of Disney and Microsoft is worse than AI art with no control. So stop trying to stop AI art. Number two, AI art is the opposite of creativity. When you prompt something from AI art, you sit and you wait, and if it turns up with the wrong thing, a thing you didn't ask for, you get angry at it. When I'm drawing stuff like this, and if I make mistakes, I can only be angry at myself. Art is a journey of personal growth, while AI art is potentially, if not used right, and it won't be used right, is a journey to become a dickhead executive producer yelling at your machine. AI art will replace your job in art if you are a tool for other people's creativity. And as I see it, there are two things you can do. You can either start working for yourself and making either art with AI as a tool or art completely outside of the digital, and find a way to sell yourself as the artist, as the product. Because AI will not replace those of us who are selling our personality. This is what I'm doing here. It's selling my personality to you. It's kind of weird, not necessarily healthy, but I feel my job is safe from AI. Or the other thing you can do is become an art director. Art directors will still be very, very useful under AI, because they will be the only ones who can save projects from executive producers, money men, and idea men. And lastly, I mean, if we can't change or radically exchange our current system to a more free and just system, AI art, no, not just AI art, AI will become a tool to siphon wealth from the poor to the rich. And it will be its prime function. But if we are to make any headway against, legislating against AI and trying to make it more fair use, it has to be based in what I've been saying about copyright all along. We need to abolish copyright, and we need to strengthen the right to your personal and private information. But now my throat is sore and my head is dunking, and I drew the Cosmic Jormungandr, which became very cool. And we drew a green mountain, which also became cool. So thank you all for watching, and please remember to become YouTube members or to become Patreon members, or please buy a mountain from my website. They are expensive, I know, but it is what it is. Thank you so much, The Game Clown. AI can't paint landscapes. Stop to yodel in the middle. That's true. That's true. I'll do some dedicated yodeling lives. Maybe I should do that. Anyhow, you can support by using my art because all my art is available for free. That's how long I've been talking now. Thank you so much. See you on Sunday for How Draw, where we try to learn how to draw. Bye-bye.